Creative garden design ideas transform your backyard into a dream garden. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this presentation on creative garden design ideas, where we explore how to grow and shape your perfect garden right at home. Imagine stepping outside your door into a place that feels alive, inspiring, and deeply personal, a sanctuary that blends architecture, nature, and lifestyle. A garden is more than just a patch of land with plants. It is a canvas where creativity meets functionality, where style meets sustainability, and where personal dreams take root and blossom. At the heart of every great garden lies a philosophy, an intention that guides the placement of every stone, tree, or water feature. Historically, gardens have reflected the cultural values of their time. The Zen gardens of Japan are exercises in minimalism and meditation. The grand landscapes of French palaces demonstrate control and order, while the English cottage garden embraces spontaneity and natural charm. Today, the philosophy of garden design is evolving. People are seeking balance between beauty and ecology, between style and sustainability, between outdoor living and natural preservation. When we design a garden, we are not only decorating space, we are cultivating an experience. A well-designed garden tells a story of who we are, what we value, and how we want to connect with the world around us. When discussing garden design, it is impossible to separate it from the architecture of the home. Just as the rooms inside your house follow certain proportions, flow, and style, your garden should extend that architectural language into the outdoors. Consider a modern minimalist house with clean lines and open glass facades. The garden that surrounds it should echo those lines with geometric layouts, structured plantings, and sleek materials like steel, concrete, and glass. On the other hand, a traditional villa with wooden shutters and terracotta roofs might benefit from a garden rich in earthy tones, rustic pathways, and overflowing flower beds. The transition from indoor to outdoor should feel seamless. Imagine stepping out from your living room onto a wooden deck, surrounded by planters that extend the interior palette of colors. Imagine how a pergola, aligned with the structure of your home, can frame your garden as a continuation of your architecture. This integration ensures that your garden is not just an external addition, but a true extension of your lifestyle. A well-designed garden is not just beautiful, it is functional. Just like a home has a living room, dining room, and bedrooms, your garden should also have zones that serve different purposes. The entrance zone sets the tone. Pathways, hedges, and lighting here create the first impression. The social zone might include a patio, outdoor dining set, or fire pit. This is where you gather with friends and family. The relaxation zone could be a shaded hammock, a reading nook, or a small water feature that invites serenity. The productive zone is increasingly popular, especially with urban farming trends. Raised beds for vegetables, vertical gardens for herbs, or even a greenhouse add utility. The transition zone, those subtle pathways, trellises, and borders that guide movement, ensures a smooth flow between all areas. This zoning is architectural in nature, but the beauty lies in how plants, materials, and structures define and soften the boundaries. One of the most exciting aspects of garden design is the range of styles to draw inspiration from. Each style has its personality, and choosing one, or blending several, allows you to express yourself. Modern minimalist gardens are about simplicity, structure, and harmony. Think gravel beds, ornamental grasses, architectural plants, and neutral tones. Mediterranean gardens thrive on warmth and relaxation, with olive trees, lavender, terracotta pots, and natural stone pathways. Cottage-style gardens embrace abundance and color, where flowers, herbs, and shrubs create a romantic, lived-in atmosphere. Tropical gardens bring lush vibrancy, with bold foliage, exotic blooms, and water features to recreate a paradise at home. Sustainable or eco gardens focus on native plants, rainwater harvesting, pollinator-friendly flowers, and a deep respect for biodiversity. The magic often happens when these styles are adapted to personal needs. For example, a homeowner may want a contemporary base structure, but soften it with bursts of cottage-style flowers. Just as in interior design or fashion, garden design follows trends that reflect changing lifestyles. Currently, one major trend is the concept of the outdoor living room. where sofas, rugs, and even outdoor kitchens extend the comfort of interiors into the garden. Another trend is biophilic design, which emphasizes deep connections to nature. It includes features like green walls, living roofs, and multi-sensory planting schemes. We also see the rise of wellness gardens, where the focus is on creating spaces for meditation, yoga, and mindful relaxation. These gardens incorporate aromatic plants, soothing water sounds, and soft pathways that encourage slow walking. Looking ahead, gardens will likely embrace even more technology, from automated irrigation to smart lighting, yet the underlying focus will remain on reconnecting humans with the natural world. Finally, we must address the emotional side of gardens. Research consistently shows that being in nature reduces stress, improves concentration, and enhances well-being. Your garden is not just a collection of plants. It is a place where you can recharge, dream, and even heal. Picture yourself in a garden at sunset. The golden light filtering through tall ornamental grasses, the sound of water trickling nearby, and the scent of jasmine floating in the air. This is not just design, it is therapy for the soul. And this is the essence of what we aim for when we talk about creative garden design ideas. As we move deeper into the world of creative garden design, it is important to focus on the practical, yet imaginative strategies that transform a basic outdoor space into a masterpiece. While philosophy and inspiration provide the vision, execution brings life to that vision. This is where materials, textures, planting schemes, and architectural features blend together to create a harmonious and functional whole. A garden is not only a landscape, but also a living work of art. And just like an artist selects colors and brushes, the garden designer must choose plants, pathways, and structures with intention. The choice of materials sets the stage for everything else. Stone, wood, metal, glass, and gravel each carry their own aesthetic and emotional weight. Natural stone, for instance, conveys timelessness and solidity, grounding the space with an earthy character. Wood provides warmth and versatility, adapting to rustic, modern, or traditional designs. Metal, especially when treated for weather resistance, can create striking accents through sculptural elements, gates, or trellises. Glass, often used in partitions or modern water features, introduces light and reflection. Gravel and crushed rock bring both practicality and subtle elegance, forming paths or low-maintenance ground cover. The art lies in blending these materials so that they complement one another while enhancing the plants that surround them. Plant selection is perhaps the soul of the garden. A well-designed garden does not simply use plants as decoration. It treats them as characters in a story, each with a role to play. Trees provide structure, shade, and permanence. Shrubs create layers and boundaries. Perennials add continuity, while annuals bring seasonal bursts of color and energy. Ground covers knit the design together, softening edges and reducing maintenance. The arrangement of plants should be considered like a symphony. Some dominate with bold presence, while others play subtle background roles. The rhythm comes from repeating patterns of foliage or blooms, while the surprise comes from unexpected contrasts in color, form, or height. Color theory also plays a crucial role in shaping the atmosphere of a garden. A palette of cool greens, whites, and purples inspires calmness and elegance. Warm tones like red, orange, and yellow energize and create focal points. Monochromatic schemes, focusing on shades of a single color, bring sophistication, while mixed palettes can evoke playfulness and vibrancy. Beyond visual impact, we must not forget the sensory depth of gardens. Fragrance, texture, and sound are equally powerful. Lavender and roses delight the nose, ornamental grasses rustle with the breeze, and water features offer soothing background music. A multi-sensory design ensures the garden engages visitors fully, leaving an impression that transcends the visual alone. Lighting is another transformative element. The magic of a garden often comes alive after sunset when carefully placed lighting turns trees into sculptures and pathways into glowing guides. Warm, soft lighting along walkways ensures safety while enhancing ambience. Spotlights can highlight focal points like statues or water fountains. String lights add charm and intimacy, while hidden uplighting creates drama among tall plants. Solar technology and LED systems now allow for sustainable lighting that blends seamlessly into the environment. Thoughtful illumination can turn an ordinary backyard into an enchanting evening retreat. Water features have always held a special place in garden design, from grand fountains of Renaissance estates to the subtle trickle of a modern tabletop waterfall. Water symbolizes life, renewal, and serenity. A reflecting pool can mirror the sky and surrounding greenery, expanding the sense of space. A koi pond introduces movement and life, while a small bubbling fountain creates sound and calm. In contemporary design, water walls or linear rills add sleek sophistication. Beyond aesthetics, water features can help regulate temperature, attract wildlife, and even provide a meditative backdrop for outdoor activities. Sculptural and structural elements give a garden its unique identity. Pergolas, gazebos, and arbors provide vertical dimension while framing views or creating shaded retreats. Walls, whether living green walls or minimalist stone barriers, define spaces while contributing to character. Garden furniture extends usability and comfort, while sculptures or art pieces reflect personality. These elements should never feel imposed, but rather integrated into the overall language of the garden. A modern steel pergola, for example, should echo the clean lines of the home, while a rustic wooden bench might look at home beneath a flowering tree. One of the most compelling aspects of current garden trends is the push toward sustainability and ecological awareness. Designers and homeowners alike are recognizing the importance of gardens as ecosystems. Choosing native plants reduces water usage, supports pollinators, and ensures resilience. Rain gardens capture and filter stormwater naturally. Composting stations turn waste into nourishment for the soil. Green roofs and vertical gardens maximize small spaces while improving air quality. Even materials can be sustainable, with reclaimed wood, recycled stone, and eco-friendly composites offering alternatives to newly sourced products. The sustainable garden is not only beautiful, but also a statement of responsibility toward the planet. The rise of edible landscapes further blurs the line between utility and beauty. No longer are vegetable beds hidden in back corners. Instead, herbs, fruit trees, and even colorful vegetables are woven into ornamental designs. Kale can stand alongside ornamental grasses. Strawberries can trail from containers. Citrus trees can line pathways. This approach brings freshness to the kitchen while enriching the garden with diversity. The act of harvesting your own produce deepens your connection to the space, reminding you that gardens are not only to be admired but also to be lived with. Technology is also shaping the future of garden design. Smart irrigation systems now monitor weather patterns and soil moisture to optimize water use. Automated lighting systems can adjust brightness and timing for ambiance and energy efficiency. Sensors track plant health, warning of pests or nutrient deficiencies. Augmented reality applications allow homeowners to preview designs before planting a single tree. These innovations do not replace creativity, but rather enhance it, ensuring that beauty and function go hand in hand with convenience. Yet amid all this progress, the essence of garden design remains deeply human. It is about creating a place where stories unfold. Families gather for celebrations, children play among flowers, and individuals find peace in quiet corners. Each design choice, from a carefully placed bench to a flowering archway, contributes to these experiences. A garden is not finished the day the last plant is placed. It evolves over seasons and years, growing with the people who inhabit it. Imagine an evening in such a garden, the air filled with the fragrance of jasmine, lanterns glowing softly, the gentle sound of water echoing in the background, and laughter rising from a group gathered around a table. This is not just a collection of design elements, it is life lived beautifully. It is the power of creative garden design to transform not just spaces, but also moments, emotions, and memories. As we arrive at the final part of this journey into creative garden design, it is time to look ahead at how outdoor spaces will continue to evolve in both style and purpose. The garden is no longer seen as an isolated area to be maintained. It has become an active extension of our homes, our lifestyles, and our values. The trends shaping the present are powerful, but what lies ahead in the future of garden design is even more fascinating. It is a future defined by innovation, sustainability, personalization, and a deeper bond between humans and nature. The first direction we must consider is the increasing fusion of architecture and landscape into a single, seamless design. Homes of the future will not simply sit within gardens, they will merge with them. Green roofs, vertical gardens, and living facades will transform buildings into breathing, growing organisms. Outdoor and indoor spaces will be designed with equal priority, blurring distinctions between what is inside and outside. Imagine waking up in a bedroom where a glass wall opens directly onto a courtyard filled with greenery, or cooking in a kitchen that extends into an herb garden just steps away. This integration will redefine comfort, energy efficiency, and the way we experience daily life. Another emerging movement is the personalization of gardens as expressions of identity. No two gardens will look alike, because each one will reflect the values, passions, and stories of its owner. For some, this might mean a high-tech retreat with automated systems, sleek lines, and minimalist plantings. For others, it could mean a nostalgic haven with wildflowers, vintage furniture, and family heirloom plants passed down through generations. Gardens will increasingly become autobiographical, telling visitors who we are without words. The role of the designer will be to listen carefully to the homeowner's narrative and translate it into living form. Sustainability will remain a central pillar, but it will evolve beyond efficiency into resilience. As climates shift and urban populations expand, gardens will play critical roles in supporting biodiversity and combating environmental stress. Future gardens will feature climate-adapted plants capable of thriving under unpredictable conditions. Rain harvesting systems will be standard, and soil regeneration practices will ensure long-term fertility. Urban gardens, especially rooftop and balcony designs, will provide habitats for bees, butterflies, and birds, acting as micro-ecosystems that collectively strengthen citywide environmental health. The garden of tomorrow will not only serve the individual household, but also contribute to the wider ecological network. One cannot overlook the psychological and wellness dimensions of garden design. As modern life accelerates, people crave sanctuaries where they can slow down, breathe, and reconnect with themselves. Gardens will increasingly be crafted as spaces of therapy, mindfulness, and restoration. Imagine meditation zones surrounded by aromatic plants, barefoot walking paths designed for grounding exercises, or small, secluded nooks meant for reading and reflection. Water features will be used not just for decoration, but for creating calming soundscapes. Plant choices will include species known to release calming scents or oxygenate the air more efficiently. These wellness gardens will act as natural antidotes to the pressures of digital urban life. Technology, far from being at odds with nature, will play a complementary role. Smart systems will make gardening more accessible to people of all backgrounds. With the touch of a phone, irrigation will adjust, lighting will shift, and climate control for greenhouses will respond to real-time weather data. Artificial intelligence will assist in monitoring plant health, suggesting care routines, or even recommending design modifications over time. Drones may be employed to water vertical gardens or inspect large landscapes. Yet, the beauty of this future lies in the fact that technology will not replace the human relationship with gardens. It will enhance it by making maintenance easier, leaving more time for enjoyment and creativity. Cultural fusion will continue to inspire new garden aesthetics. As the world becomes more interconnected, design ideas will cross-pollinate across continents. A homeowner in Europe might blend Japanese Zen minimalism with Mediterranean warmth, while someone in Asia might merge Scandinavian simplicity with lush tropical planting. This global exchange will produce gardens that feel timeless yet fresh, local yet universal. The garden will become a place where cultural heritage and global creativity meet, resulting in truly unique landscapes. The role of community in garden design is also growing. Shared spaces, community gardens, and collaborative green projects will be central to urban living. These spaces will not only provide food security, but also foster social bonds. Gardens will become gathering places where neighbors connect, children learn about nature, and communities celebrate together. In such environments, design will go beyond individual expression to collective identity, where pathways, plant choices, and seating areas are crafted for inclusivity and interaction. One of the most exciting possibilities for the future is the artistic evolution of gardens as immersive experiences. No longer confined to static beauty, gardens will be designed as dynamic, interactive environments. Light projections, sound installations, and even responsive plantings that react to touch or sound may become part of avant-garde garden design. Imagine walking through a garden where stepping stones trigger soft lights among the foliage, or where a breeze carries music as it rustles through engineered wind harps hidden among trees. These innovations will elevate gardens into spaces of performance and storytelling, merging art with ecology. Despite all these transformations, the core truth remains unchanged. Gardens are about connection. They connect us to the earth, to the cycles of time, to each other, and to ourselves. A well-designed garden captures a piece of eternity in the shifting moment of a season. It teaches patience as seeds grow, gratitude as flowers bloom, and humility as leaves fall. Whether modest or grand, futuristic or traditional, every garden holds the power to enrich life in profound ways. Picture the garden of the near future, a rooftop in the middle of a bustling city transformed into an oasis of greenery. Solar-powered lanterns cast a gentle glow over raised beds where herbs and vegetables grow in harmony with native wildflowers. A small fountain provides sound and coolness, while smart sensors quietly adjust watering schedules in the background. Families gather here not only to eat, but to experience togetherness, to share stories, and to breathe fresh air. Children learn to care for plants, neighbors share produce, and visitors leave with a renewed sense of calm. This is more than a garden. It is a vision of how life can be lived in balance. Creative garden design, at its essence, is about transformation, not only of land, but of lifestyle, perception, and experience. It is a dialogue between architecture and nature, between past traditions and future innovations. It is a canvas that evolves with every season and every generation. And above all, it is a reminder that beauty and harmony are within reach, right outside our doors, waiting to be cultivated.